everybody, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88 here, coming to you with a Stormfish OS development update. I'm not alone in this video. I got my buddy Ben Fitzpatrick, who is the maintainer of Stormfish OS Arch Edition. So, before we get underway, is
Hey.
there like anything you want to say, Ben?
Well, it's glad to be here with you, Ricky. Glad to be co-hosting this with you today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, we've got a lot to cover. We've got a lot of good updates coming down the track for you guys from upstream. So hopefully you like what we have, and pass
Mm-hmm.
it back to you, dude.
All right. First thing that I want to get out of the way, before we get into what's coming soon, I just want to give a big, huge thank you to all the other contributors, not just myself or Ben, but everybody else that's on the dev team, and a massive, massive thank you to our buddy Seeker, who is the former head dev of the KDE Flagship Edition. Um, for those who don't know, Seeker got a job recently, so he doesn't have that much time on his hands to maintain the distro anymore. So the head dev position was passed down to me. I am the new head dev of the KDE edition, and I oversee all the other projects as well, and the people who are maintaining them. So me and Ben want to extend a big thank you to Seeker, because without the building blocks that Seeker laid down for the entire team, not just with his work, but through all our work, none of this would be possible.
That's for sure. Because I mean, if it wasn't for Seeker coming up with the original idea, we wouldn't be here today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Seeker,
Regardless,
so regardless of that, Seeker, thank you so much. Thank you.
yeah. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
And anyway,
Anyway, let's get down to the other good thing. I was checking the numbers for Stormfish OS this morning for all three distros.
Yeah.
Let's first start off with the KDE Flagship Edition. This is our flagship version. And for those who don't know, the KDE version of Stormfish OS is a KDE Neon respin. We pretty much had in the beginning, when we were helping Seeker develop the KDE Flagship Edition of Stormfish OS. It took a lot of work in order to make this, and we had to get some good graces from the KDE Neon people. So to the KDE Neon dev team, thank you so much for allowing us to expand your vision, and also at the same time for allowing us to give birth to Stormfish OS KDE.
Yeah.
But on to the downloads. So for Stormfish OS KDE, I checked the downloads this morning, people, and I am very, very impressed. I am overjoyed to see this number. We have had, Ben, 169 downloads for the KDE flagship. I mean, that is just amazing. 169 downloads.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, now you're still a little behind me, but
Yeah.
that's pretty good. You're getting up there.
Yeah. For the Arch edition, which is basically the one that I checked as well. 125 downloads, Ben. 125 for Storm OS Arch. Stormfish OS Arch Edition. And for those and just to clarify this, just to clarify this, people, Stormfish OS and Storm OS are two different things.
Right. Stormfish is more of a minimal based distro. Mine is more of a complete one to
Mm-hmm.
build from because I offer a more complete desktop with packages you can install in the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky's, on the other hand, he gives you a base template and you can add stuff that you guys want. Whereas with my desktop, you can pick what you want from Calamaris, or you can pick nothing from Calamaris and install what you want after the fact. So mine's
Mm-hmm.
more a free for all kind of thing.
Exactly.
So
But anywho,
yeah.
back to the whole deal here. I mean, Stormfish OS Arch Edition has 125 downloads. That is so much better than the last
Then what
response
we
than the last response it had. This means people are liking the Arch Edition, and I think with how I've been helping you with it, Ben, we should improve more upon it.
we will next month. Don't worry.
Yeah,
And then
the Arch Edition, and it comes out once a month. The KDE Flagship
yeah,
Edition, I update it when I
is every
can.
now and again whenever there's a
Now, for the biggest meat and potatoes of this video, the Debian Edition. Now, here's the whole story
the
about this one.
Debian version.
This is the whole story, people. Me and Ben had to literally sit down and co-pilot this thing for maybe about a month or two, and so far it's coming up there, but it's just not ripe enough yet.
No. And the thing is, guys, we're using the Esnix build scripts for this. And I tell you, building Debian is a pain in the rear because we have just scratched the surface with this
Mm-hmm.
and we're still learning what the heck we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We are very, I want to say, new to building Debian. So, yeah, we want to get y'all's feedback on each of these three, especially the Debian distro, because we are, like I said, not too familiar with that. So, as many tips and help and etc. that you guys can give us for those of you out there that have built Debian before, please let us know, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can make it better and etc. So please give us all the feedback that you can on that.
Now, when it comes to the downloads for the last version of Stormfish OS Debian, this is really impressive for a variant of Stormfish OS that was just created over a month or two ago. 61
Release.
downloads, Ben. 61 downloads. That is impressive.
That's impressive for a new, yes, for a newly birthed ISO. I mean,
Mm-hmm. And
but I
and
mean,
and and
I
just
did not suspect us to get that many in the first months.
it caught me and Ben off guard, guys, because we didn't expect the Debian edition of Stormfish OS to get this many downloads so soon. Because we just literally created
Mhm.
this thing just recently, and it hasn't had enough time to be out there. But with there being 61 downloads, people, this means that you guys like it, you're interested in it, and that means me and Ben have to work a little bit harder to make the next one even better.
Which is fine because this is our passion, Linux, and
Mm-hmm.
we want to make things as easy as we can with both of these distros, and you know, you guys downloading this and keeping it going keeps us going. So
Exactly.
that's what
Because
that's what
here's
we
the
love to see
yeah,
because you guys use our work.
exactly. But because here's the thing, guys, we don't make a penny doing this. We don't make any money doing this. Money to the Stormfish OS Dev team is doesn't mean
It's
anything.
nothing.
What matters to
Yeah.
us is giving back to the Linux community for them helping us and teaching us Linux. For bringing us Windows.
Yes.
For us.
And that's what we do for you guys too. Because look, I mean, yes, we do have a Patreon page for Storm OS and soon one for Stormfish OS. but that doesn't mean you have to do that. That's just an option, like he said.
Exactly. I mean, you don't have to donate anything to the project if you don't want to. The only thing that we care about is, people who give us feedback when they review our project, use our project on bare metal, and other things that involve our project.
Yeah, all we're worried about is those things. That's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we put a lot of time and manpower into this distro, so we value everything that you guys can do
Yeah.
for us. So.
Now I will say, one of the things that I will say about Stormfish OS in general is, some people like an Office client, some people don't like an Office client. That is why for the KDE Flagship Edition, the only Office stuff you really get is Osmo and Planner and PDF Sim and maybe one other thing here and there. That's like the smallest Office client you can get. If you want LibreOffice, OpenOffice, or even an online office, you can install that yourself.
You guys are on your own with that. Yeah, you guys can get that on your own. It's very easy, just to sudo app install LibreOffice or type it in the software center, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason we tried to keep it that minimal is because, look, the ISO itself is, we don't want to bloat it. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
KDE is, for those who don't know already, KDE is a very heavy desktop and it's already huge as it is. So we're trying to keep these ISOs on the down size of things. So if you guys would please respect that and not ask us to include like Abbey Word or Numeric or, you know, LibreOffice itself, that would help save us a lot of headache.
Now I will say this. I mean, if you guys are wanting something like Abbey Ward and GNU American, the KDE edition, I myself would have no problem doing that if it's requested.
Yeah, I don't have a problem having us do that, but I mean, LibreOffice, oof, we both know that is a huge, I mean, huge
I
thing
mean,
to
I mean,
include
I mean the
because
thing.
it's several hundred megs.
Normally Office clients are big anyway, and with the KDE flagship edition of Stormfish OS, the ISO is a 3.9 gigabyte ISO already.
Yeah, and we don't want to make it any more bigger than that. Because, I mean, 4 gigs is, ugh, it's huge. And we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to increase the size by adding an Office product to that.
Now,
So,
now I will say, in the initial development of earlier versions of Stormfish KDE, um, there was gaming stuff in it, there was wine and stuff in it, but since then, all of that has been removed because we're trying to make the KDE desktop environment as minimal as possible.
yes, so that way you guys can actually have your own experience with KDE, make it how you want, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So, 'cause like we said, this is a DIY, do it yourself distro, just
Mm-hmm.
pre built with some basic apps, etc.
Yeah. But I will, but now I want to talk about the Arch Edition for a little because
Yeah.
you pretty much are in charge of the Arch Edition. So why don't you give the fans here like a little tiny sneak preview of what the next version might have in it?
Well, it's going to still have the Calamares installer. That's just going to be updated to the latest version. And we plan to, I plan to basically include, what is it? I plan to include the welcome screen from StormOS just rebranded into Stormfish. So that way it matches. And we're going to have all the same functions, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to also have the post install app worked out as well. So you can install like your Steam, your Lutris, your etc. And updates in that menu, things like that, and or README that I'm going to uh, fix to say Stormfish, not Storm OS, etc. And then the artwork will stay the same, the themes will stay the same. All we're really doing is updating the packages, getting those brought up upstream as they can be before release, as well as, like I said, that welcome welcome screen and post install tool, and that's really it. So yeah, we're just gonna have revamps, updates, etc.
Now, when it
And
comes,
then for the
oh,
Debian one,
sorry.
there's not really much we need to do other than bring it up to 11.3,
Mm-hmm.
and that should be it.
I mean, 11.3, I mean, that shouldn't take us no more than a couple of days to work out. Other than that,
Yeah,
now when it
maybe
comes
less.
now when it comes to Debian people, I believe the desktop environment we chose for Debian is XFCE. I think, Ben.
Yeah, that was XFC, and yeah, we'll be getting back to all three of these
Mm-hmm.
very soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we don't really have to do much with the KDE edition because
No, and plus,
all we're really doing with that
the
is like main package updates.
yeah, package updates, fixes, that stuff, sort of stuff. And by the way, we are not basically doing a major release candidate update and until most likely next year, because right now we want to keep the KDE version as stable as possible.
Right. So all we really want to do, guys, is keep you guys up to date with all the packages, all the etc. So this is just sort of like a short video to sort of say, hey, we're still here. This is just what we've been working on.
Yeah, and also if you guys need to more updates to what's in each of the distros, I've compiled some release notes below the ISOs. You guys can read through them however you want. Also, I will include a link to the Stormfish OS Discord. If there's anybody that wishes, to come on board and, give us a hand,
Yeah.
or just join the group in general and just have a talk with us, I mean, the link will be in the description. Come chat with us.
Or
And
ask us questions, get help, whatever you want.
exactly.
Yeah.
But anywho, I think we've covered a lot today, Ben, and I think it's time for us to get off here. So until we meet again, everybody, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master 88, and along with Ben Fitzpatrick, and we will see you in a future development update when the time comes. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.